Hey guys, Mr. Star back at it again. Our first installment of the series after the absolutely generational W pools from Mr. Star is gonna be our standard format of $1 versus $2,000 Ashveil. Now I know majority of HSR players hate playing face out for some weird reason. I'm like the only guy left to play face out, so we are just gonna run him in a more traditional hyper carry DPS team comp, which is technically his current best in slot, assuming you have the same level of cost investments. So this is gonna be E0 S1 Ashveil going all the way up to E6 S5. This is gonna be ran with the Cruising the Stellar Sea running this team, so don't worry about the actual clear because our supports are not relatable, but eventually later on you can see how that's gonna look like when we get more and more of Ashveil's vertical cost to see how much faster I clear. So without further ado, let's get it. Alright, I'll let AI cook this, but I kind of want to take a look if AI can actually cook this well, which is really good. 99. Also, yeah, his JPVA is a little ready deal, which is really cool. Gets the kill on bro. Dragon is gonna go with for a considerable amount of damage. Right now, Ashveil is going to come up. Right, we are gonna get ourselves the scale, and then we are gonna get, oh my goodness, an 891k scale into a 1.4 million follow-up, which once again I need to remind y'all, this is not relatable, right? This is not relatable. It is not the normal performance, but we'll just see how much faster he will clear when he gets more damage, right? How much more damage he's gonna be doing, right? It is not about the clear speed, it is about the actual damage itself, right? Very, very good. Also, waiting for the day where Hoyo unlocks deactivate Eidolons. That will be very, very good. Slam back down, get this back. So that is gonna be a exceptional 134.9, gets us into phase 2, getting us a huge follow-up attack down to 2.5 million into the 44% HP remaining. Absolutely f***ing insane as we zero cycle Sparksy with a very, very good amount of damage over there, guys. That is very, very good. That is gonna be our E0 S0 Ashveil. Now we are just going to convert this into the signature weapon. Okay, chat, once again, don't worry about it, right? Don't worry about how much damage that is. Worry about how much more damage we will be doing with the cost, right? Because I can't fucking turn down the items on my supports, so don't worry about it, right? Don't worry about it. Also, I just realized I'm not even sure how many people will actually see this, because I don't even know how many people are actually going to be putting for Ashveil. But for those of you guys who are watching this right now because you love Ashveil, then I love you too as well, right? As one of the only few guys that's actually playing Ashveil nowadays. Very, very cute. Very, very nice. So this is going to be a E0 S1 Ashveil. We are essentially going to be getting the additional damage taken by 20% as well as a 40% attack. The main thing is definitely gonna be the damage taken. But if you do not have this, right? If you do not have this, I just want to say one last time, this is a free like code, and I dare my editor to fucking do something. All of my 400 over chatters agree with me by typing Mimi, right? I was like, if chat agree that this is a free like code, type me. And I had 400 people saying Mimi, right? So everybody agreed that this is a free like code, and Darwin himself also agreed. So this is in fact a free like code if you don't have that. All right, let's see this right here. Okay, if a free, get it on Bob. I don't need it, bro. I don't need it. I don't. Also, yo, okay, wait. Pause. Chat. Wait, chat. I need to talk about this real quick. Just because something is free doesn't mean everybody can get it. Yeah, help me clip that. Thank you. Help me clip that. Thank you. Right? Yeah, real life economics with MrPokke, right? Just teaching you, enriching your viewer. Speaking of free, use RMC and Huang in the next testing test. You mean our before pool, right? Yeah, absolutely. Also, I personally don't think we're gonna be running Huang. because Huan sustained before the buff. Yeah, no. Also, my bad. I low-key forgot to mute this. Yeah, Huan before the buff is gonna be a little bit yep. Yeah, W life advice from Mr. HS, alright? You're absolutely fucking welcome. But in any case, as you can see from this damage over here, it is looking very, very good. It's fine because it's going to be an E2 S1 DHPD showcase. Okay, chat. You know what? You know what? DHPT. Alright, let's talk about DHPT. Alright, as we did 1.5 million onto the sparks to go over here into the 421k. Oh, wait, hold up. Our actual damage for this time round, I think it went up by, because it went from 1.2 million to 1.5, right? So that is a roughly, almost exactly 20% damage increase. Almost the exact amount of additional damage that we would have gotten because the light cone gave us 20% damage taken. So in summary, our S1 to S0 cruising to S1, this is roughly a 20-ish plus% damage increase, single target if you are using cruising. Now, if you want to use a free light cone, I did it on the early access, it was roughly 15%, right? So take it as you will, take it as you will. Okay, now we'll move on to the E1. So whatever you see in the light cone, you just get more of it. That is pretty much how this E1 works. It is a very straightforward E1. There's no mechanics, no nothing. You simply just deal more damage. So it is a traditional gacha formula where if you spend more money, your numbers simply go up. There's no extra turn. There's no extra instance. There's no energy. It is just straight up, okay, you do more damage, right? So very, very classic scenario. We're just going to see how much more damage it's going to be because it goes from around 24% to 36% all the way up in there to the maximum level, if I can say so myself. And yes, the 800k follow-up attack is going to be with the power of a little bit of what you would call the credit card. A free after you free. I will probably get it when she reruns. You are absolutely right. So it's like E1 tip. E1 tip, I personally think, is better than E1 Ashveil because of the damage split. Because that is the only unit in the game that has the ability to convert your excess damage to the guy in the middle. So E1 tip, I think, is still the single most impactful Eidolon in the entire game. Ashveil is kind of up there, but it is not that crazy because the secondary portion is only at 50%. So in reality, this value is probably closer to 30% vulnerability, which is just a good ass number, right? It is still a very, very high number, but it is kind of boring, right? It is kind of boring because you don't really see anything else with it. It's just straight up way, holy shit, way. Holy shit, chat. Okay, we just completely skipped phase 1 and we instantly jumped into phase 2. So that was the difference between E0 S1 to E1 S1. We completely skipped phase 1, which I would say it is a pretty significant, right? Pretty significant damage increase, if I can say so myself. And then we are just gonna be able to wrap up this right here. There we go. And then Dio is gonna eat Sparksy's poop. That's 5.3 million after the break. So very, very nice E1 S1 over here. Now we can just hop back in over here. And this is going to be gluttony. Is like the food that Ashveil eats, right? So every single time he gains gluttony, he will become fatter, literally, as he deals more damage. So E2 essentially allows you to refund back 6 stacks. So your previous cap was 12, now you're 18. But you might be wondering, okay, so what if it's 18? You need to stack more, but it doesn't matter because you will refund back 6 anyways. So you will always get this additional 18, no matter what, almost no matter what, because of the additional refund. And because the gluttony limit increased, you are just once again able to do even more damage. Yo, Hybrid, thank you so much for the 27 months. You're once again able to do even more damage. So let's just see exactly how much more does this do. And I just realized Bro's E2 name is literally Sneakers.
What did he say?
Sneakers. Right? Right? And then we are just gonna be able to get the shield over there, waiting for the actual dragon to come. And I just realized my screen looks like it's going out. So let me turn off this filter. Okay, that looks a little bit more normal. And then we are just gonna deal a lot more damage over there. Alright, the bird is gonna be able to transform. Chat, I'm eating as I'm recording this video. Alright, and then we are gonna be getting a 1.2 million over here. Stop. Okay, 3.5. So we are also able to instantly skip phase 1, and you can see that my gluttony stacks is at very, very high, right? So look at that gluttony stack, right? We are always gonna be getting a good count because of the revamp, even after the ultimate. Very, very good. And then we are just gonna let the DHPD dragon come back in with the AOE. And that is gonna be a 1.7 hit into Ashveil, getting all the way back down into a is a lot higher now because we didn't even make use of Ashveil's EVA to get rid of the final phase. So that is going to be E2 Ashveil 22222. We are just gonna skip E3. For the E4 in particular, you have 40% attack. That's it, right? This changes everything. You gain 40% attack, so I'm not really gonna talk too much about it. We are just gonna change all the way back into our E6, and that is going to be the classic Raspen, right? The classic Raspen, right? Everyone and their moms, if you're a DPS or a support, or they all have Raspen, a classic HSR E6 syndrome. Now, for this gluttony stack, because we have 18 stacks of Little Iga, it will actually allow us to stack on this damage even higher. The question is, how high, or rather, how fat can he get? And also, does it not remind you of Blade? He looks like Blade. The E6 S1 Ashveil. And then after this E6 S1, we are just gonna be doing a full-on Ashveil showcase with a E6 S5. That is a good amount. Okay. Yo, by the way, editor, if I'm not talking, it means I'm eating my chicken. So just fill in something in the background when I'm eating the chicken. That's good. That's very good. Oh shit, wait. Okay, chat. Because we dealt so much damage in phase 1, we were unable to concentrate the burst for phase, or rather wave 2. Like, we cleared wave 1 too early because we dealt more damage, and now because of that, my wave 2 phase 1 is gonna be slower because I could not skip Sparkle's phase change, which means, therefore, E6 is worse than E. I mean, ooh, guys, alright, we just dealt too much damage over here, right? It's a little bit unfortunate. Oh, wait. One more reason why Ashveil is really back into Sparksy is that if you were to kill his clones with his ultimate, the follow-up attack doesn't come out into the prime view. So by right, his ultimate will launch 3 enhanced follow-up. But now, because it is from a different field, he will not get that follow-up anymore. So it was a huge DPS loss because the ultimate's enhanced follow-up cannot cross different planes of reality. It can cross waves, it can cross enemies, but it cannot cross Sparksicle's plane. So if you are actually running a full E0 team, I would definitely not run Ashveil against it because she is a super strong against Ashveil. Alright, so it is what it do. It is what it is. Yes. Ew. No. No, we are now gonna be going in with our full E6 Ashveil. Give back 10 subs. 99.8% crit rate, which is very nice. I think for this particular showcase, we are just gonna be going in with the OG. Alright. This will be the best team in a Honkai Star Rail, right? The actual best team in a Honkai Star Rail. 48 cost follow-up. Who the f is Bobbin? Nobody cares about Bobbin. And then we are just gonna be able to slam this f***ing right here. There we go. DDD. That we are just gonna go for the S5 team. Alright, full 48 cost. The best team in HSR. Hey, I'ma just run this against Plight mode. Continue challenge, Plight mode. Now witness as Ashveil absolutely eviscerates Big Pom Pom with the power of the 48 cost follow-up team. If you know what I'm saying. As a matter of fact, do you think we should do this as stainless? The greatest team in HSR. Alright, let's see the damage, guys. Alright, let's see the damage. Alright, 100,000 is very good. Alright, team is gonna activate the team out. Let's see Ashveil's damage. Right, let's see Ashveil's damage right now. Alright, there we go. Right, look at Ashveil. Bro, look at Ashveil. Bro, 1 million chat. Bro, 1 million is really good, right? For a version 2 DPS. 1 million single target, by the way. Right, single target, right? It's none of those AoE nonsense from fucking casters, whatever the fuck. It's single target, so it's real damage, right? It's true damage. Alright, guess this back in for the... Okay, Ashveil dealt slightly more damage, but my Ashveil is scaling, right? My Ashveil is scaling. Alright, look at that. There we go. Look at that. 2.8 million, chat. 2.8 million. There we go, right? Absolutely absurd. As we are gonna be dealing a lot more of these bombas over here. Gets us the AoE as a little robot is gonna charge. As I'm gonna activate the team ultimate. And Ashveil is gonna be able to do some Ashveil things. Which is gonna be giving us a lot of damage. Absolutely. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, a 3.7 million hit, which is a little bit crazy right now. And then Ashveil is going to activate the Sa chat. You know what? At the end of the day, it is gonna be Sa. Alright, there we go. Sa chat. There we go. Look at that. There we go. Honestly, bro, I don't even know why is the AI targeting the fucking fish. Like, why would you target the fish? You fucking dumb ass fuck, bro. Hit the fucking mental ray for fuck's sake. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Please just hit it. There we go, right? There we go. Okay, you know what? Hey, wait. Okay, I'll manual, guys. The AI is a little bit too dead, right? I will manual, guys. Alright, I will manual. There we go. Hey, chat. Oh, so if I manual now, it's called an agenda. I see. Because I went full auto with my Ashveil just now. And now that I'm playing a normally arbitration Plight mode, I cannot manual. The literal most difficult content in the fucking entire game, and I cannot manual. And damn this, right? Can this thing just die right the fuck now? Okay, 3 out of 4. Thank you, adios. Okay, mega pom pom. First of all, if you haven't checked out our pom pom guide, it's right here, right? Pom pom guide. All the mechanics explained. TLDR, he will summon a bunch of little pom pom trains, and you wanna get rid of him in that anti-top state as fast as possible so that you can deal additional damage, because otherwise he will get 60% damage reduction and 90%, that's 90% damage reduction, right? So you want to just get out of those face as quickly as you can. Alright, can we get ourselves? Okay, so from this point you can see he is gonna be at 60, right? 60% damage reduction. And then there's our little pom-pom train, right? He's so cute. Look at that, you can even target people. Oh my god, he's so cute. It's so cute. And then we're just gonna go ahead and hit that. All these damage that we're dealing right now is not gonna be very high. Okay, this is not because facial is mid. It's literally because we have 60% damage reduction, right? We have 60% damage reduction. So we are just gonna be able to let this go right there. Alright, the dragon is gonna come in. Alright, that is very, very good. Okay, so the gimmick for this fight is that you want to kill the goons. You want to kill the goons. So we will be killing the goons using Ashveil, right? We'll use Ashveil to kill the goons because every time the goons die, it gives me charge. Right, well done, Ashveil, well done. Alright, so that will actually give me the additional charge required, which will make my pom-pom train become faster, right? Because you can see this is gonna be 15 stacks right here. Right, this is gonna be 15 stacks. So I need to bring this up to 20 stacks. Okay. Yo, Lucas Martinelli, thank you so much for the Plight. I really, really appreciate that. Right, this is gonna be 18. Okay, and then little pom-pom, we are just gonna hit this, and then we'll get one of the... So this will remove 1 stack. Right, this will remove 1 stack. Okay, so that's 1 stack. Right, so now we just do everything again. Right, so you want to kill his goons so that we'll get stacks for our train. And then the more stacks we get for our train, the better we are gonna be able to deal with bro right here. Holy shit, this is mega fucking overkill. You know what? We are just gonna go all in. We are just gonna go all in, bro. This is mega overkill. We'll let the dragon come back down. And then we'll let off another hit from the dragon. Okay, that is very, very good. Alright, and then Ashveil right here is gonna hit this little thing with the bomba. Alright, so that's gonna get rid of that one guy. And then this will give me the stacks required, which is actually not gonna be enough because I'm fucking homeless. Unless the DDD is gonna be able to bring me my team. Oh wait, we are not gonna be needing DDD anyway, so it's gonna be fine. So let's just wait for the 20 stacks, right? Can we get the 20 stacks? I need the 20 stacks. Winnable. Okay, I kill one clone. Clone dies, give me 5 stacks. 5 stacks gives me extra turn. Extra turn comes up, I one-shot pom-pom. Okay, we get rid of this stack, then we one-shot pom-pom. Okay, right, that is a beautiful play from Mr. HSR. If anyone else was in that scenario, y'all would have fucked up because y'all don't fucking play face y'all, bro. But because of Mr. HSR's immaculate gameplay, I'm able to simply just not deal enough damage to fucking kill this guy. Oh my god, guys. Okay, my thought process was that, right? Hey, chat, my thought process was that it's just that we needed to deal a little bit more damage, right? We just needed to deal a little bit more damage. Okay, next time, though, we'll get him next time. We'll get him next time. All right, there we go. There we go. All right. This feels incredibly wasteful, but we don't really have a say in it. All right, he's gonna come out. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. We cannot get our damage in right now. because he's on 90% damage reduction, guys. He is on 90% damage reduction. Okay. Clone comes up. We can kill the clones, right? We can kill the clones. How about the low pom-poms? This is EBA, right? Okay, so that's one stack. And I will kill the next clone, which will give me another stack. Okay. Okay. Hachimi. And then this is gonna be a single target. We're on 11. Okay. Very, very important over here, guys. Right? Very, very important over here. So essentially, we have this special buff called Work is Bliss. Right? This will require you to read. Right? You need to read. So if you read the effect, it will allow you to get additional punchlines after a basic. Which means as long as your team does their basic, we can then generate enough stacks for my pom-pom to get to 20 stacks, which will allow me to get ourselves the EBA. So it is going to be just nice. Facial does a basic, DHPD does a basic, that's going to be 20 stacks, and then bro is going to come up. So basic, that's going to be 16. Dragon goes back down, and then we're going to do that. That's going to be 21. And 21 comes in, breaks, bro. Gets us the additional follow-up from DHPD. DHPD is gonna come back down. Team is gonna go. Dragon is gonna go. Ashveil is gonna cast his fucking ultimate. Bro, look at that. Look at that. Perfect gameplay, guys. Perfect gameplay. Perfect gameplay that... Oh my god, bro. 6.5 million this episode. Okay, yo. Now I just need another 6.5 million from Facial's insane ultimate. Okay, it was close, right? It was pretty close. It was pretty close. Right, but we can... Wait, still, I have one more in me, guys. I have one more in me. Wait, hold on. I have one more in me. Yo, I have one more in me. Okay, chat, can we just be fair? Bro, this is Plight mode, guys. This is Plight mode. Alright? With all due respect, it's Plight mode. Alright? So, even if we couldn't get it there, we still clear Plight mode. Right? Y'all acting as if us... Okay, crazy out, but y'all acting as if me not one cycling Plight mode is bad. Like, can we be for real, chat? Can we be for real? Can we just be a little bit in touch with reality right here, right? Let's just be for real, right? So that is gonna be our E6 S5 48 cost, destroying Plight mode, running the best team in the entire world, right? Best team in the entire world, right? Oh my goodness, best team. Yep, I can't zero cycle Plight mode, guys. Oh my god, that's so bad. In any case, with that, I have killed pom-pom. Generally speaking, personally, if you want to pull Ashveil as a main DPS, you are technically gonna be low-key competing against Archer and Nexa, because they kind of use very similar teams, because they all want DHPD, right? Every single last one of them wants it. Okay, and I guess Hue, but it depends on what is Hue going to be bringing us to the table that DHPD can't, right? If Hue can actually make use of the energy regeneration, you could do something like a Hue, Keep, Ashveil, Sunday. Then your other team are Nexa, Sparkle, Cyrene, Teep, Sustainless, or DHPD, right? So that could be a way to go about it, but it really hinges on if we can make Hue sustain. Because a bottleneck for Ashveil main DPS right now is not really the supports, right? He can use Sunday, he can use Sparkle, but it's a sustain. Because Hyacinth is going to be tied with Remembrance. Are you really going to run DHPD on two different teams? Probably not, right? So if Hue can keep us alive, That will be very interesting. Which basically brings us to our next video, which is before you pull Ashveil, we'll be trying out a team with our E0 S0 Huehue, guys. I actually have a E0 S0 Huehue. Other than that, I think S1 is gonna be not too shabby, but we have a free light code. Alright, we do have a free light code, so you can just use that. Eidolon wise, big damage, more big damage, and even bigger damage. Super simplistic Eidolons, right? It is a very straight up just multiplier based Eidolons. Best team right now, I would say Hypercarry is pretty good. Fei Xiao. With that, we'll come to the end of today's content. Let me know what guys in the comments below. What of the day is gonna be the best DPS? Join Discord, use code POKKE for 10% of gamer subs. All the best for Gacha Boost, and I'll see you guys next time.